Hey, this is Coffee Chug, and I'd like to welcome you to the Nerd Cafe. This is part of my journey that has started from my first little experiment of the summer called Digital Detox, in which I went to take a week away from social media, email, things of that nature, which will all be documented quite extensively here over the next couple of weeks. But as I was spending a lot of time and learning a lot from the digital detox in terms of how to get away from being addicted to checking Facebook status and Instagram and Twitter and email 87,000 times a day, um, I started to get a new reawakening, some different ideas and thoughts, and really kind of got my mind back to a place where I've been trying to get to for quite some time. And from there, I decided that I need to do more with this experiment and not just end it after 1 week of giving up social media and being the social media whore that I am. So I drafted an idea. This is part of that idea. So we had digital detox, and then the next part of this, and there's three parts to it. Part of the Triple D project is going to be to declutter. And so what I'm doing right now is sitting on the floor in the nerd cave in my house, and it's a little bit of a mess. It's been much worse, and it has been cleaner. But we just got back from vacation, so I've got piles of all my stuff from vacation. But these piles are pretty typical of what you would find in this nerd cafe. And so, what I want to do is document the journey of trying to declutter and get to a Zen-like that's a good word, simplistic atmosphere that I think will help me with my goals of writing a book, being more organized, and kind of being more aware of in the moment. I have a lot of stuff. My wife calls me a hoarder. Probably not too far off, but I don't have like dead cats and stuff hanging around the Nerd Cafe. So I took pictures, which I'll share on the blog and website, the journey of this. But I will just quickly do a quick pan so you can kind of see what I have going on in the Nerd Cave, not the Nerd Cafe. Coffee Cafe has a lot of stuff as well. Obviously, behind me, you can see my bookshelf. You know, I just got all these things up here of different items, and the books go a mile deep. And as you can see here, I've got all sorts of things on the floor, boxes and just piles of stuff. If I were to pan around, you can see bins of Lego, a computer that we built for my son to use. I've got more piles of stuff that we've used for some presentations. We're building robots. Obviously my bike, I know the lighting's kind of bad, some beat up shutters. My bed, which I don't sleep down here, but it's for guests and when friends and stuff stay over. You can see I've got all sorts of things on there. Just piles of books and magazines and art supplies. I've got more books. They're just stacked piles and piles of books. There's more on the floor. A bulletin board that's a mess. And then there's my workstation, which I know it's kind of hard to see. I've got a lot of stuff on here, so how in the world can I strictly focus on what I want to do and what I want to achieve? Even more so a daunting task is where the real pack writing stuff comes in, is the closet, in which I've got hundreds upon CDs, bootlegs, bins of baseball cards, all sorts of crap that you can see. So, what I want to do is just document this, because my goal is to get this room in a peaceful state, very simple, where I can come down, start to maybe do some meditation, do some writing, some reflecting, and I don't have all these things trying to distract me. And so some of that, and then I'll wrap this video up here because I want to keep it under 5, is getting rid of stuff. And so I've thrown away, prior to this video before vacation, 2 or 3 bags of just garbage. And I started selling stuff on eBay. Like, I have 3 Columbia rain jackets from Dave Matthews concert that I got from my VIP tickets. Why do I have 3 of them? They're still in the bags and I've never worn them once. So, you know, I'm selling that stuff. I've got 67 Pez dispensers that I haven't used or displayed in years. And so I used to collect them as a kid, but what's the real point of having them? Except for they've just sat for over a decade, you know. Hot Wheels and Micro Machines. I mean, what am I doing with these? I haven't used them. My kids don't use them. And then a Christmas present gone bad. You can't see it here, but I forgot one of those purple gazing balls that we're going to use for a Christmas present. Ended up being the wrong color. Make a long story short, I have now had this just sitting in my basement for 2 years. Brand new. We don't want it, but why do I have it? So I'm going to be documenting the journey. This is the first part of that, but I want to get on video the start so we can keep track of the process. This is the second D to the triple D of the Coffee Chug Detox, Declutter, Decaffeinate project. Alright guys, we're keeping the loop. If you have suggestions, tips, ideas, or doing the same thing, or want to do the same thing and want to connect and reach out, please let me know. Once I get the office space working, obviously there's bigger plans to move that from not only an office or a house, but then into your workstation, in my case, a classroom, in which I have a lot of other stuff in there as well. Alright guys, take care, and the declutter phase will continue.